Hello, welcome to Crochet Moments, and this is episode insert number here because I forgot to check before I started recording, and I've got a visitor. She is going to spend some time with us while her daddy is getting her bath ready. Now, Emily, I need you to stand up a minute and show off your cardigan, because give a little spin. This is actually a cardigan that Mummy knit. Oh, I knit it quite a few years ago for Catherine, when Catherine was your age. Yes. So this is around 6 years old. Keep still. Yeah, so this is my Yarny channel where I like to talk knitting, crochet. Can you be good? Knitting, crochet and yarn collecting. Accumulation of stash, which I've been doing a little bit more of. So that's a little bit naughty, haven't I? I've been naughty buying more yarn.
Yeah, naughty, Mummy.
So I've also been continuing on with my Vlogmas. So for those of you who have been watching that, I would like to say thank you, and really appreciate all the comments. I haven't been able to answer all of them. I've just had to give them a heart. I'm going to try and keep up, but I do apologise if I don't answer to everything. It's been rather hectic. So we've had an eventful couple of weeks, haven't we? What happened last week? Why didn't you go to school?
Because I had chicken pox.
Yes, we've had the pox. So my I haven't had as much knitting time when I come home from work, and obviously I've been trying to keep up with my advents, which we'll all get to see again soon. So I'm not sure how much we're actually going to get to show today. So let's get on with. Oh, I would like to say welcome to any new subscribers. I have had a couple of new subscribers, and welcome back to my returning subscribers as well. I appreciate every single one of you, and I enjoy reading your comments. I love interacting with you. So some of you I interact with away from YouTube, and it's great. And that reminds me, I've got a couple of Christmas cards I need to pop in the post. So, Emily, can you come and sit next to me now? Oh! Right, okay, so I don't have any finished objects. Let's move your comic out of the way. Her teacher gave her a Beano as a Christmas present. So, let's talk whips. There haven't been many. Like I said, I've been trying to keep up with my advents, so I'll show those first. I bought a yarn advent from Yarn for the Soul, and I've loved every single day of it so far. It's been amazing. Emily, I need my hand. So I'm keeping it in my yarn bowl at the moment. This is a yarn bowl I got from Simon. It got snapped, which we haven't got around to fixing, but it's been snapped for a couple of years now, and it's not really bothered me all that much. I'm not quite sure where he got it from. It was a Christmas present. Anyway, here is my advent shawl so far. There it is in all its glory. So we've got all the colours, and I strongly suspect we have a bit of a rainbow fade going on in this advent, and it's been a joy to work. The yarn is lovely. Ooh, what's going on there? Oh no, it's okay. I thought I'd got a yarn over going on there, which would have been terrible. The pattern is a paid for pattern. It is paid. Can you sit quietly, please, my darling? Thank you. This is Painting Honeycombs by Stephan West of West Knits. And the inspiration for this came from watching Needles at the Ready, which is a fantastic knitting podcast. The two guys on it are really, really lovely. And Ray knit this. Right, Emily's gone to bed now. Less distractions. While we're on the theme of distractions from children, etc., Simon has been working very hard behind the scenes and has been putting together a blooper reel of the last of my YouTube channel so far, and of the bits that he's put together so far is really very funny. Simon thought it might be fun to release as an extra episode sometime between Christmas and New Year, so do look out for that. He's just reminded me to make sure I mention that, so I've mentioned it now. Anyway, back onto my advent shawl. So the pattern, Stephan West, Painting Honeycombs. And when you buy the pattern, it comes in with a pattern for the small honeycombs, which this one is, and the larger honeycombs. So I might try that one as well at some point, but I'm not sure yet. I do like it, but I have so many things I want to knit. Do I want to start something very similar to something I've already knit? I'm not sure. Anyway, so here it is. And it looks just as pretty on the back. Just look at that. I just love that. This is today's colour, which I haven't... well, I've put the first row in, so I've got another 5 rows. It's a 10 row repeat, so you go 6 rows in the colour and then 4 rows in the contrast. And my contrast is from my favourite yarn dyer. Honestly, would buy nearly every colour in his Etsy shop if I had enough money. So this is Attic Spin Dye, the lovely Andy. So his wife Angela is a subscriber to my channel, and I just love this yarn so much. This grey is amazing. This is the colour. It's Mist. It's a fingering weight yarn. It is superwash merino and 25% nylon. 425 metres for a 100 gram skein. So I bought 2 of these skeins because the plan is I'm just going to keep going until I run out of either minis or grey. So I could end up with a significantly sized shawl. It could be huge, but I'm not sure. I shall see how big it is when I run out of minis. I think I might run out of minis before I run out of the grey. I strongly suspect that would happen. The minis are 20 gram minis though, so they're still holding up quite well, even though the rows are getting larger. I'm up to about 100 stitches a row now. So the rows are taking longer to do. I've really enjoyed working on this. The plan is when I get to day 24, hopefully I will keep up to date doing my 1 stripe a day. But after that, it will go into my whip wheel and I will just continue working as and when it comes up for as long as it tells me to. So I also spin for how long to work on a specific project. What else to say about this? Oh yeah, so when I do get to day 24 in the colours, I won't be going back to the coral. I will be working backwards through the colours, so it will reverse the rainbow. So because unless it looks like it's going to fade nicely into this colour, I would like the fade to continue, so it'll fade in and out. That's the plan. So I really do like this. Part of me wonders if I should have done, instead of doing individual rows as I have done, if I should have just done the whole mini and then worked onto the next mini, but that I wouldn't have had time for all of that. Unless this was my only project that I was working on. But we all know Helen can't have just one whip. So my other Advent project is the Crochet Society CAL. I did not get the Advent calendar because I didn't like last year's. It put me off, and the yarn is the same as the yarn last year, and I did not like the yarn to crochet with. I have since knit with the yarn, and to knit with the yarn, it's amazing. It's really, really nice to knit with. It's just not good to crochet with. I couldn't tell you what the girls have done with last year's Advent. Oh, there it is. So here is last year's. So these patterns are available on the Crochet Society website. They are free to download. So this is last year's. So it's mostly mosaic crochet, and this one is turning out, this year's is turning out to be the same as well. But this one is done in the Advent yarn. Emily likes this one because it's her size. These aren't very big blankets. This is not shaping up to be a sizable blanket, but I am enjoying working on it. I do enjoy mosaic crochet quite a lot. And this designer, it's designed by Rosina Plain. Am I saying that right? I'll have to look up her name, I can't remember. So I am almost at the end of day 14. And unlike with the Advent calendar, the colours are going to be slightly different going the other way. So it's a symmetrical blanket, so it's orientated this way, and all of this is repeated at the other side of the hexagons. I plan on just repeating the colours, although I've run out of this pink. The initial plan was going to be just work through any of my scraps and make it match as close as I can to the picture that was released for the CAL. But I like the idea of having it matching both sides. I don't have any more of this, so the plan is when I go to my knitting lesson at Jenny B's tomorrow, I'm going to see if I can get something close to that colour. I doubt that I will get the exact shade because this yarn has been in my stash for so many years. I couldn't tell you what brand it is, let alone what colour number. So but yeah, so I've been enjoying the process of making this quite a lot. Like I said, I do enjoy the mosaic crochet process, and I've had my eye on another blanket. It's the Winter Wonderland CAL. Now I need to get onto Ravelry to buy that pattern because I believe today, 17th of December, is the last day that it's half price. I don't know if I'm misremembering that. If it is still going to be on offer, I will see if I can find a picture and insert it somewhere because my phone is over there somewhere. And I shall. It's a mosaic crochet blanket and it's Christmassy. It's got gingerbread men, it's got reindeer. It just looks amazing. I really, really, really want to make that. So I think I will, and I think I'm going to do it two-tone. I'm not sure which two tones to do though. I will have to think about that. Yes, and that will involve a yarn purchase. So I will buy the pattern, but I might not buy the yarn for it until I've got down my stash a little bit more. I need to make space for yarn. I really, really do. So those are my advent cals. I will try and remember to. The last two videos have been shocking. And last video, I have no excuse other than the fact that I was knitting. Was I crocheting? I was working on something while I was watching my video back, trying to edit it together. So instead of doing my links as I talk about everything in the video on my description box, I'm knitting or crocheting. I'm sorry, very, very sorry. So yeah, that's that. So what else shall I talk about? Let's talk about my crochet along while we're talking cals. So I subscribe to Crochet Now magazine. This is the latest issue. It is issue number 76, and I rather like that jumper, although I would want to make the sleeves longer. The sleeves sort of stop here, which, if I'm going to wear a jumper, it needs to be a jumper. But I do like that a lot. So yes, and Emily wants me to make the Care Bear. So every month I get another part to my Enigma CAL. So this is what it will look like at the end of this section. And I believe the next sections are worked sort of straight rows either end before we do it. I don't know if there's a border, I can't remember. There aren't many pictures of, so there's this month's picture of the finished blanket. So that obviously this bit where the flowers are solid sections of stripes of colour. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think that's where I'm going with on this. This is another stash buster for me. I shopped my stash and tried matching the colours as best I can because I do like the overall look of this. I will show you a few of the patterns later when I get to my incoming, but I'm not finished yet. Let's see. So I've got, this is the wrong side. So yeah, so the last, which bits am I on? Oh yes, so I've done the groove from the green up to the red. So I've done this corner up to the red, and then I need to do the other corners, and then that's when I start to go all the way around the whole blanket. So this I worked on last week because last week was a crochet week, and it's been fairly quick to work up. This is very simple stitches. We're just doing treble chain ones all the way around the corners, so I will need to sew these ends in when I'm done with this part. But I'm still enjoying the process of this blanket. I really do love this blanket, and I'm not quite sure whether or not I'm going to keep it or donate it. So we had a customer in the branch today who crochets and knits, and so I got to have a look through her photos on her phone of all of the lovely things that she makes, and she's a million times better at amigurumi than I am, and she raffles off her makes for charity. She has a granddaughter with cystic fibrosis, and so she raffles her some of her finished items. She makes an amigurumi a month and raffles it off, and by the end of this year they will have raised over £3,000 for the charity, with just their raffling off these beautiful makes. So I'm thinking I might try and do that with some of my blankets. I love making blankets, but I don't need lots of blankets. So certainly some of these stash busters that don't cost a lot to make, I think I might do that. So that's that project finished about. So what else have we done? Oh, my faith cowl. There's another cowl. I haven't got lots done on this. I've only spent a small amount of time on it, in amongst working on all my advents. I still have a ball of yarn attached, so I don't want to get it too messed up and tangled. So here I am. I have not got much done at all on this. I have done 1.5 rows. So I've done this pink row, and then I've started this dusk row. Actually, no, I finished the pink row. I think I was still around it the last time I showed you. So here it is. Let's sit back so you can see more of it. So this is another one that I'm really enjoying the process of making. It's a free pattern, because we all like free patterns. It is the Stylecraft CAL for this year, designed by Helen Shrimpton. She does seem to design a CAL every year for Stylecraft. She is one of their, I think they call them blog stars. So she is almost like a sponsored blogger. I really enjoy this blanket. I can't wait until it's finished. It's beautiful. It's just the yarn I'm using is so amazing. It's beautiful. Is the Stylecraft Naturals Bamboo and Cotton. So it is 60% bamboo, 40% cotton, and it is so soft. It's really, really nice. And I will be using it again in future projects, that's for sure. It's not a cheap yarn, but it's not overly expensive either, in the grand scheme of things, considering some of the prices I pay for yarn. So I think I'm sitting on my yarn. So it's not too expensive, not prohibitively expensive. So if you are wanting to give a cotton yarn a try, this would be ideal, I think, for tops. Definitely good for wearables. It's almost too good for a blanket. But yes, I can't wait to see that finished. I'm a little over halfway, I believe. So I can't remember what row number I'm on. I have it written down. Let's have a quick look. Yes, I'm on row 59, and there are just under 100 rows in the entire blanket, so that's not too bad. I'm not that far off, she says. But the rounds are starting to take a long time, so I'm looking at around about 45 minutes to an hour for one round. It's a lot. It really is a lot, and these blankets are a work of dedication for certain. So once Advent is out of the way, and it comes up, I hopefully get a little bit more done on it. Because I've got so many whips. I want to start seeing some more finishes, and it's my own fault because I start large items If I made smaller items, I would have more finishes. And I'm a busy girl. I do work full time. I've got my children. I help out at Brownies, which is an organisation that does activities for young girls. Yes, so I've got lots on and not a lot of time to do it all. So yes, those of you watching my Vlogmas have probably just got fed up of just seeing me open my advents. But there you go. So my last crochet whip that I'm going to show, then I've got one new start which is part of my incoming as well, so I'll talk about that in a moment, is my amigurumi. I did get a little bit of time spent on this, not a huge amount. Oh, my hook's stuck inside the the pattern. So I'm currently working with this book, Edward's Crochet Imaginarium. I love this book. I wasn't 100% sure the first time I saw the book, but since I bought it for £2 at a charity shop, I've just absolutely in love with these. I can't wait to make more of these monsters. And I will be carrying on with my plan to use my artificial intelligence friend, who I won't say her name because she does answer me back. Yeah, I will continue to use her to help me just randomly select these monsters because I love how they are working up. So his head's a little bit wobbly, but here he is so far. This is my monster. So I've used safety eyes in this one, although I might try the sewn eyes next time. I'm not sure. Ooh, let's cover my face. So there we go. It's got a lovely pot belly going on. I love the shape of this. The shape is amazing. But I really, really like it. I really enjoy working on him. Or her. I'm not quite sure. Gender neutral. Let's go gender neutral. So it's got this lovely Mohican of chains. That was fun to make. And then we've got these hot pink. They're supposed to be claws. I did follow the pattern for them. Oh, let's cover my face. I did follow the pattern for them, but it just looks a bit strange to me. The yarn I'm using is some of my mum's yarn, and I love this yarn. This yarn's probably at least 15-20 years old, so I will never be able to get a repeat of this yarn, but just look at the colour in there. It's an acrylic yarn as far as I know, and it's mainly grey, but it's got these slight hints, you can just about pick them up, these slight hints of green and pink in there, and there's a little bit of blue as well, and it's almost iridescent in the colour. So at first glance this monster looks grey, but then when you look closer you start to pick up the little bits of colour in there, and it's just great. I just really, really like it. So yeah, so I do all of my amigurumi with a 3mm hook. So this is just a cheapie that I bought. I think it's a range one. When I first started crocheting, I bought a set from the range for about £4 or £5 for 6 hooks. So that was a good bargain. That's given the amount of use that they get. Bag fell over. There's one for the blooper reel. So next project is also part of my incoming. So on Sunday we overslept, so we missed church. By the time we got up and the girls were dressed, there was no way I was getting to church on time. So I was already planning on visiting the local shopping centre with Catherine after church because she needed to choose an outfit for Christmas Day and a few other bits and pieces. And we went into W.H. Smith's, which is a bookshop stroke stationery shop stroke magazine retailer. And I spotted this next to the till while we were paying for Catherine's and Emily's books. And I thought, oh, that's so cute. I love this angel so much. It's so beautiful. So I treated myself. It's a little on the expensive side. I can't remember how much I paid now. Oh, $12.99. So that's almost £13. But you get absolutely everything you need. You've got needles, which actually weren't that bad. I did move to metal needles though. I'll explain why in a moment. So these are the needles that came in the set. So they're bamboo and they've got the most amazing points on them. That is the kind of point I'm looking for in a needle, but I don't really like using wooden needles. These are, for me, they weren't long enough. The cast on for the skirt of the angel, so the first part of the angel to knit is this bit at the bottom, and it's an 80 stitch cast on. I was terrified I was going to lose stitches. I really was. But yes, so I was terrified I was going to lose stitches, so I moved over to my trusty metal 3mm ones. These, I think, these were these were from my mum's needle set. They are, I'm not quite sure what brand they are. Inox, it says on there. But this is knit with 3mm needles, but it's, as far as I can tell, it's a DK weight yarn. So here's the skirt. So the next part of the instruction, so it's going to go together like that, is, so I've got in here, where is it? So we've got some metallic yarn, and in here also somewhere, it keeps slipping from my grasp because it's so small and slippery. So I've got a small bag of sequins. So around here, I've got to place some markers in between the garter row. And so I've got to embroider some gold swirls and some sequins. And then I will be moving on to the bodice and the head. So it's got everything, it's got yarn. It also, which I was quite impressed with, comes with 2 skin tones. Let's find the right, let's get all of the yarn out. So we've got all this cream. Is that a slightly lighter colour? I'm not sure now. I'm a bit concerned now, I've picked up the wrong colour. So we've got lots of cream. We get 2 colours of skin. So we can do a dark skin with a dark hair. And we can do fair skin with yellow hair. I think it's like a gold hair really, isn't it? Which I think is lovely because You don't see, so there's the dark skinned version and there's the light skinned version. So I'm really impressed with that. I like the idea that if you wanted to make a dark skinned doll, you could. So also in here we've got these really cute little festive mice. So these you have to use your own yarn for. This isn't included in the kit. And then we've got some of these decorations too. So I'm going to work my way through these if I can, depending on if I have the right kinds of colours for them. But I'm really enjoying working on that. I haven't really made much of a foray into knitted toys and things, so making this has made me start to wonder if maybe I should give it a try. So I do have lots of knitted toy patterns. I've got all of my mum's Jean Greenhow patterns, and Jean Greenhow patterns are amazing. They look amazing, but I've never been brave enough to try one. Not for quite a long time anyway. So incoming, let's go to my crochet now. So I have just 2 projects that I've earmarked. So we've got this rather nice wrap. I do like that quite a lot. And that could be a good stash buster. I don't know whether or not I'd do it in the way the stripes it's done, or maybe just work up some different colours. And obviously the Care Bears. Emily wants the one with a rainbow tummy. I remember Care Bears as a little girl, and it's quite funny just seeing all of these things come back. It's it's very strange remembering watching Care Bears and then them all of a sudden making a comeback. Yeah, okay, so yarn. Let's look at the yarn I've been buying. So Jenny Bees, my local yarn shop, finally has been listening to me. The owner has finally ordered some sock yarn for the shop, because, well, it's not just me that's requesting it, because that would be wrong of me to expect her to order stuff just for me. But she gets a lot of requests for it, and she's been resisting, and I don't know why, because if you're getting lots of requests for something, by all means get it. Got some funny feet. I've been wanting to try this for ages, ever since I heard of its existence. This is a sock yarn with a difference. It's got bamboo in it. With bamboo. So this is 400 meters for a 100-gram ball, 50% superwash wool, 25% polyamide, so that's your nylon content for socks, and 25% bamboo. Now to feel it, it feels very similar to any other commercial sock yarn, but I'm interested to see how it feels to work with. So I will definitely have to start a pair of socks in these when I've got a finished pair. So maybe my vanilla socks. I could make some vanilla socks with it. I've got these 2 colours. So they don't have names, or at least if they do, they're not on the label. So this is FZB09 and this one is FZB10. I love these yarns. They're so cool. Love the colours. So I thought this would be great for the girls. They love that sort of colourway. And this would, well, I'm going through a green phase, so this could be socks for me, or it's not girly at all, so it could maybe even be a pair of socks for Simon. Who knows? Who knows? So, other yarn. I've gone a little bit mad with my purchases at Attic Spin Dye. So, obviously, I was looking for a particular colourway at the yarn when I met him and Angela in person, and he only had the 50-gram skeins, but I wanted a full skein because I need to make some socks with this yarn. And this was the Rocker Bunny Black, and here it is. So I ordered it, obviously, because just why not? It's really, really nice. I can't wait to see how it works up. And almost all of the yarns that I've ordered from him have come with a stitch marker. So this one is a little Christmas tree. I'm just trying to stop it from twisting around. There it is. And I really like that. So he's got a couple. So he's got these little teddies, a teddy bear and a bunny rabbit. And you should follow his Instagram. His Instagram is hilarious. He posts a lot of dad jokes and puns and things. I love reading your jokes, Andy. They always make me giggle when I'm scrolling through Instagram. So then there is this one. This is one of his, I think it's a Christmas colourway. It's called Winter Wonders. Just look, it's so pretty. Oh, it's gorgeous. I've been wanting this for a very long time, and I thought while I was buying Rocker Bunny Black, I'm going to let myself indulge in getting this one. I do need to stop indulging myself. I'm buying yarn faster than I can use it. But the stitch marker with this one is a beautiful little fairy or an angel. I'm not quite sure. The girls think it's a fairy, but because it's sort of a winter colourway, I wasn't sure if it might be an angel. But never mind, it's all good. And then we've got Bird of the Month. And I've forgotten again. I think this is January's colour. I think Robin was December's, which I missed. I missed Robin. I need to check. No, I can't check the Etsy shop. I can't buy any more yarn. I can't buy any more yarn. I was just about to say I need to check the Etsy shop to see if there's any Robin left. So Andy has started Bird of the Month, and the January bird, I'm sorry Andy if I'm remembering wrong, but I'm fairly sure that this is the January, is Blue Tit. And that, to me, screams Blue Tit. This needs to be a scarf, or a hat, or a shawl, part of a shawl. I don't know, but it's beautiful anyway. I love this colour. And even though I knew what the colour looked like, because this one's not a mystery colour, and we'll get to that in a minute, I loved it. When I opened it, it was like, oh! And it comes with this lovely stitch marker of a bird in a cage. So February's colour is Wood Pigeon, or pigeon of some description. Again, my phone is all the way over there, and Simon will be down in a minute. He wants to start working on today's Vlogmas. But yes, so that's already in the basket and paid for. I'm waiting for when it comes through. Was that all of the yarn? That's all of the yarn. While I am talking Attic Spin Dye, I do want to mention that aside from the Bird of the Month, which just you need to go look and pre-order the next one. I think there might be some Blue Tit left as well if you like this. Just, oh. But yes, he's also got a new subscription service. It's not at the moment a subscription that you can just sort of, it doesn't come out automatically of your bank, although I'm tempted to tot up a year's worth and just say, Andy, here is my money, take my money and just send me yarn. But yes, so he's got an Alice in Wonderland mystery yarn subscription. So it is obviously Alice in Wonderland themed. You will not know the colour until it arrives, which I love the idea of. I love mystery yarn. And it will either come as a 100-gram skein, or 20-gram minis, or a 50 with a 10 fives. You will get 100 grams of yarn, but it will be a mystery of how it arrives. It will be a mystery as the colourway. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But yes, so head over to Attic's Bin Dye on Etsy and shop away, basically. But make sure you leave things for me to buy, because I can't stop buying, and I have to. I really do. I have a problem. I have an addiction. Oops. Sorry, not sorry. I did say to Simon this should be a shorter episode because I don't have as much to show, and it's going on as long as it normally does. As it always does. So my other incoming is some tools. I've been buying some knitting and crochet tools. So Dinah's Home of Crafts. I can't remember if I've shown these. I know I've shown them on my Vlogmas. Sorry, I thought Simon was coming down the stairs, but he's not yet. I know I've shown them on my Vlogmas, but I can't remember if these had arrived in time for my last episode. I can't remember. Everything's just merging in. Anyway, even if you've already seen them, I'll show them again. So her husband had his van broken into, and she, as a way of raising some funds in a short amount of time to help her husband replace some of the things that had been stolen from his van, had some lucky dips. So she had lucky dip on crochet tools, and lucky dip on knitting tools, and a lucky dip on accessories. So I bought one of each. So the lucky dip crochet tools, I got 2 Knit Pro. Actually, I think everything I've got was Knit Pro, wasn't it? Yes, everything is Knit Pro. Don't want to show my headdress. So I got these 2 hooks. So a ginger in 6.5mm. Now I've had my eye on these for a while. I think they look absolutely amazing. The problem is that the hook head, I don't do great with those heads, but I don't care. Next time I have a project that needs this size hook, this is the hook that's being used. And I also got a Knit Pro Soft Grip 7mm, which I have the 4mm one of these, and I do enjoy working with that one. So I know that that one will go down well. So there's my crochet tools. Now my knitting tools was quite a bit of a treasure trove actually, and they're all mostly in sizes that I would probably use. So I got these, some 5.5mm interchangeable Nova tips. Now I believe these will fit my Zing cables, so that's good. So next time I need a 5.5mm needle, I will try these. They're very short tips. They're much shorter than I'm used to seeing on interchangeables. That will be a bit of an experience, but certainly look forward to trying those. Some more Novas. Now I have already established I enjoy the Novas. They have a nice tip to them. So I've got some DPNs in 3.75. So I'm looking forward to trying something with those. I do have a couple of patterns that I've seen that need the DPNs to in 3.75. So that's something. And then a fixed circular I believe it's bamboo, or no, it's not, it's birch, an 80 centimeter cable of a 7mm needle. Now, I don't use many chunky yarns. I have a lot of patterns that require chunky that I want to make. Hello. So I'm almost done. So I'm looking forward to giving them a try. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of wooden needles and hooks. Well, I don't know, wooden hooks. I like using my wooden hooks. I think it's more a fear of them breaking than anything else. But I quite thought that was a good bargain. So I paid £4 for each pack. So, I mean, if I were to buy these individually, I would probably be looking at a good £5 or £6 for the 2 hooks at least. And for the needles, I would again probably be looking at a good £7 or £8 even for these. So I'm quite impressed with that little haul. And I also had some accessories, and in the accessories I got some higher point protectors, some higher stitch markers, which are shaped like little balls of yarn, which are really cute, and also this really adorable, and it's so adorable that I've nearly lost it to Emily a couple of times, retractable tape measure. So it is really cute. So I love those so much. And also last night was the Brownie Leaders Christmas get together, and I got some crochet hooks and little bits and bobs. So these are, I haven't got them out of the packet yet, but they're sort of like a rubbery plastic handle. I'm not sure how much use these will get. Oh, battery just died on one of my lamps. Yes, that one's gone. Simon just looked at me quizzically and pointed at the lamp that's just died. And what amazes me, so I've got some cable needles. In this set, I have got the tiniest hooks I have ever seen. Now these are just ridiculously small. This one is a 1.6, which, you know, I've used 2. That's, you know, that's achievable. But then, oh, that's not the smallest one. Here's the smallest one. 0.6mm hook. Oh, thank you. Look how tiny the head is on that hook. That is minuscule. I can't even begin to contemplate working with a hook that small. I mean, just working with anything that's less than 1.5mm boggles my mind. So I've got yes, I've got 1.6. There's obviously the 0.6, 0.9, 1.1, 1.5, 1.75, 0.75 and 1.2mm hooks. I have no idea if I'll ever use these ones, but it's nice to know I have them if I do decide to use them. But in here I've got just sort of stitch markers, I've got some row counters, and it was Secret Santa, so I don't know which one of my friends bought this, but I will love them forever for it. I did sit there quite a lot, just looking through all my bits and bobs in there. So that's everything. I have talked rather a lot, but it's been nice to go into a little bit more depth into some of my projects, rather than just sort of, here's one project, here's another project, here's another project. So this will be my last video before Christmas. My last podcast. It's not my last video because I'm still going to be doing Vlogmas. My next video will be coming out on the 2nd of January. My next podcast will be released. So I will take this opportunity to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. That'll probably find its way in. Yes, as I was saying, I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holiday if you are not a Christmas celebrator. And a very Happy New Year. And I shall see you tomorrow for Vlogmas. But if you're only watching my podcast, I shall see you in the new year. Bye.